Okay, today we are covering the overview of group statements. So, the first question that you have to ask yourself before you determine whether we have a subsidiary or just some kind of joint arrangements or is an associate is that you ask yourself, does the investor have sole control over the investee? If yes, so this is the first question that you ask yourself. If the answer is yes, if we say yes, the answer, then it is a subsidiary. It is a subsidiary. Uh, Apply IFRS 3 for business combination and consolidate in terms of IFRS 10. Make also disclosures in terms of IFRS 12. Okay. So that is the first question. The first answer, the first question we said, okay. So the question is, does the investor have sole control over the investee? And we said the answer is yes, yes, the investor does have sole control over the investee. So this becomes, so the investee is the subsidiary of the investor. Okay. What if the answer is no? If the answer is no, you have to ask again a question. Josef again a question. What will be the question this time? The second question is, does the investor have joint control over the investee? So this is the second question. If the answer is no. So you are now asking yourself again a question, does the investor have joint control over the investee? If the answer is yes, then it is a joint arrangement. It is a joint arrangement. What do? We apply IFRS 11. Answer is yes. Okay. Okay. Again, when you have a joint arrangement, you have to ask yourself again a question to say, uh, is the investor's interest in the joint arrangement involves rights to the assets and obligations to the liabilities. Okay, so yes, it's a joint arrangement, but does the investor, if we assess the interest of the investor, can we conclude that the interest is involves a right on the assets contributed, and also we have obligation, the investor has obligation over the liabilities incurred? If the answer is yes, so we are saying yes, the investor has rights to the assets contributed and also obligation to the liabilities incurred. Then we have a joint operation. If the answer, we said if the answer is yes, then if the answer is no, then we have a joint venture. Of a joint venture. This involves an interest in the net assets of the separate vehicle. Okay, then we are done here. For a joint venture, you apply IAS 28, which talks about investment in associates and joint ventures. This one is joint operation. Okay, so if we go back to our next question, when we said, does the investor have joint control over the investee? What if the answer is no? If the answer is no, you have to ask yourself again yet another question. The other question will be saying, does the investor exercise significant influence over the investee? That's the question if the answer is no to the second question. And if we say yes, the investor has significant influence over the investee, then it is an associate. Then it is an associate. Apply IAS 28, which talks about associates and joint ventures. If the answer is no, if the answer to this question is no, then we have a financial instrument. Apply IFRS. Now, that is basically the overview of group statements. So we said the first question you ask yourself, does the investor has sole control over the investee? If the answer is yes, then we have a subsidiary. We combine the entities using IFRS 3 and we make disclosure in terms of IFRS 12. We do the consolidation in terms of IFRS 10. If the answer is no, then we ask ourselves another question: does the investor have joint control over the investee? If the answer is yes, then we have a joint arrangement. Which is in terms of IFRS 11, then we determine that we have a joint arrangement. We are again going to ask ourselves a question: is the investor's interest in the joint arrangement involves rights to the assets and obligation to the liabilities? If the answer is yes, then we have a joint operation. You just account for assets and your liabilities. If the answer is no, then we have a joint venture. We account for it in terms of IS 28, which deals with investment in associates and joint ventures. If we go back to the question, does the investor have joint control over the investee? If the answer is no, then we say, does the investor exercise significant influence over the investee? If the answer is yes, then we have an associate. We account for it in terms of IS 28, which talks about investments in associates and joint ventures. Then if the answer is no, then we have a financial instrument. We account for it in terms of IAS 9. That is it. Make sure to subscribe to Nitt-Gritt Private College.